And hello, one and all, and welcome to my live review for tonight's edition of what has truly become the A show in WWE. This is my review for SmackDown, the September 27th, 2016 edition of SmackDown, as we are less than 2 weeks, folks. That is right. We are less than 2 weeks away from No Mercy, and this is the best way that I could sum up my thoughts on tonight's edition of SmackDown Live. Bravo. Bravo, SmackDown. You once again put on a tremendous, in my opinion, what was a tremendous show. And it completely blew Raw out of the water. I didn't change the channel. You kept my attention focused throughout the 2 hours. Thank God that this show is 2 hours. It is just such a godsend. It was just like everything hit the nail on the head. The build to No Mercy is shining. I am already looking more forward to No Mercy than really anything that I had seen lined up for Hell in a Cell. So, and Talking Smack was just as good. Apparently my tweet made it on there, so thank you, WWE, for my tweet on there. But yeah, we have a ton of stuff to cover on tonight's edition of the show. It really didn't stop. There was a nice flow to the show, good matches, good storytelling, a tremendous main event between Ambrose and Styles, which we will get into. And guys, thank you for joining me for this live review. Like I said, this is just such a fun show to watch, SmackDown Live. Every week, it really seems to top itself. Just another A show. It just goes to show you, what one is able to do with less is more. In this case, SmackDown has the smaller roster. They have, the shorter show, but they really make the most out of the time that they are given. You can see the long-term direction that we are headed towards in relation to No Mercy. And No Mercy is already shaping up to be a solid card, and we had several additions to that card. So without further ado, folks, let's get into what took place on SmackDown Live tonight. So how do we kick things off on this show? Well, we had Randy Orton make his way down to the ring, and he pretty much talked about Bray Wyatt, how he's been playing these mind games, and he talked about the analogy of how he said that Bray is afraid of Orton, and then eventually Bray would appear on the Titantron. He would spout his, mystical, babble. He would go on and on and on. He said he's a god. He said he makes the rules, and Orton is in no position to make demands. And Bray tells Orton to hurry, and Bray Wyatt, I like this, he had this hourglass, and he said, the sands of time wait for no mortal man. And then Bray, it's been a long time since I've heard him say this, started singing, he's got the whole world in his hands. And then Orton just has this look of disgust, disdain. And I like this. I like what they did throughout the show tonight. They had Orton storm off to the back, and throughout the show, Orton was looking to find Bray Wyatt. And they did these little segments throughout showing Orton investigating in the back, seeing writing on the wall. There was cardboard cut out of him with, what did it say? Pray on it, I think. So, I like stuff like this. I really wish they would do more of this, different, outgoing, unpredictability, what's going to happen next with Bray Wyatt instead of just him cutting promos. I like Bray on the mic, but let's see, more stuff like this. The Wyatt family compound. There's a whole ton of potential there. Let's do more with that, So I really enjoyed what they did with Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. I felt like this was the strongest overall segments, multiple segments that this feud has had currently. And we'll get back to this later on because, like I said, throughout the show tonight, Orton was looking for Bray Wyatt. So after that, we kicked off the show with what I thought was a pretty solid 8-man tag team match. It was the Usos teaming up with the Ascension to take on American Alpha and Heath Slater and Rhino. And by the way, one other thing I have to mention about SmackDown tonight. Did you notice how Shane and Daniel Bryan were nowhere to be seen? Don't get me wrong, I like seeing them on TV. But Bryan even made the note on Talking Smack. There was no authority figures on this show. No drama, no bickering, what another refreshing change from Raw, because it's all about Mick Foley and Stephanie and Triple H and how they're all, the conspiracy and just, which I really feel has played out the evil authority figure. So that was just a nice thing to note on this show. This show is about the wrestlers and their issues with one another. So that was a refreshing change of pace. And I thought this was a solid match between all eight men involved. One thing I have to make note is the Usos. They had the new look, and finally they got new theme music. I knew it was coming. I knew it was only a matter of time, but the official heel transformation of the Usos is complete, and I love it. The Usos really are killing it right now. They looked great in this match. American Alpha, Jordan and Gable display their amazing athleticism, so kudos to them. Even the Ascension looks somewhat good. I know they really haven't been relevant in years, but, even they had their moments in this match. Slater and Rhino, of course. Of course, the match itself came down to guys were going left and right. They were flying everywhere, and it came down to Slater and the Usos, and Jay was able to hit the diving stomp to the back of Slater's knee, similarly to how the Usos had targeted American Alpha. So I really like that psychology. It just displays the hard-hitting nature of the Usos, and it shows that they have this new attitude, this new aggression, and they're going to stop at nothing. They don't care if they have to break bones or hurt people. They're going to claim those SmackDown Live tag team titles. And they trapped Slater in. Jimmy trapped him in, actually, into the Tequila Sunrise, and Slater tapped out. So I really liked, it made sense. That way it helps put further heat on the Usos, and it builds animosity heading into the tag title match in 2 weeks at No Mercy. That should be good stuff. We then had, like I said, The Miz. This was really great. So this was probably the best thing on the show, segment-wise. Actually, I'm getting my order mixed up here. But before we get to The Miz, we had what was an enjoyable tag team match between Nikki Bella and Naomi teaming up to take on Carmella and Natalya. I like the playing up the animosity between Nikki Bella and Carmella. Eventually, Carmella was able to once again find Nikki's number. She had Nikki's number tonight. She's had it for a number of weeks now. Carmella was able to roll up Nikki from behind to pick up the victory. And I would really like to see the rumors of a no disqualification match. I could see that being added to the No Mercy card. I think that would be a good addition. I've been enjoying really what they've been doing with the SmackDown Live women's division. I really like how they utilize all the women on this show, and it's not just about one or two women. It really feels like any one of these women, whether it's Naomi, Natalya even, or Nikki, certainly Nikki, or eventually Carmella could eventually vie or challenge for that SmackDown Live Women's Championship. So like I said, solid match. They gave the women enough time, and this furthered the rivalry between Nikki and Carmella. So good stuff right here. So we had further, like I said, throughout the show, we had backstage segments of Randy Orton hunting down Bray Wyatt. And now this is the portion of the show where The Miz came out. And this was, like I said, the best segment for me on this show. Like I said, The Miz, he's really having the run of his career, I have to say, as IC champion. I certainly didn't see this coming, so I was wrong, saying that The Miz should have lost the IC title, because I didn't know where they were going to go with him. Once he got drafted to SmackDown, he cut that awesome promo on Talking Smack. They played a really good video package here, highlighting his journey, from starting as a reality star, eventually joining WWE, his rise to the top, and then here he is today as the, I forget what number of days he is as Intercontinental Champion, but he's up there. I know he's above 150, might even be close to 160 or 170, but yeah, The Miz was really on fire here. He talked about, how he was proud. Here it is. He is now in the reign of 176 days of the Miz Intercontinental Championship Tour. And Miz gave a shout out to his parents. We finally saw Miz's mom and dad back on TV. I think it's been a couple years, at least 3 years since we've seen him on TV. And he also called out Dolph Ziggler's parents in the audience, and then this would eventually lead to Dolph Ziggler coming down to the ring. And I have to say, Dolph tonight, he was on fire. He cut a pretty damn good promo against The Miz. It really felt real, felt believable. Like the crowd was behind Ziggler, obviously this being in Cleveland, Ohio, his hometown. And, Ziggler said, Miz, you crossed the line. You do not ever, talk to my family in that way. And Ziggler pretty much said that, despite Miz making the point that he does keep losing and losing and losing, Ziggler wanted to ask Miz for one more match for the Intercontinental Championship. But if Ziggler would lose this match, he said, then his career would be put on the line. So Miz accepted, and we're going to get a huge, huge rematch at No Mercy. I love it. You can tell this has Ryan Ward written all over it, literally, because we are upping the ante. I knew there was going to be some type of stipulation to the Miz versus Dolph Ziggler, but this really sealed it for me. I mean, this creates a level of unpredictability. The Miz could certainly beat Dolph Ziggler. The rumors of his contract being up, but we could also see, maybe Ziggler could beat the Miz for the IC title. So this creates a hint of doubt. It makes me definitely, want to tune in and watch for their upcoming match at No Mercy. And just kudos to the SmackDown writing team. I love the way that this segment unfolded. It was great from start to finish. Like I said, Miz killed it. Ziggler cut a really good promo. And it's stuff like this that makes SmackDown Live the A show for a reason. And we were going to have Becky Lynch come down to the ring for a scheduled match. However, she was eventually attacked and laid out by Alexa Bliss. So I like this, again, on this show tonight, all of the feuds were touched upon. They were built upon in a meaningful way with the women here. Alexa, really displaying that mean, vicious side that I know that she has. And hopefully we see more of that going in, into the future. But this was good stuff right here. It's just a nice beatdown that you really didn't see coming. And then Alexa holds up Becky's Women's Championship. And that's how we end that segment. And then we transition into Randy Orton. He finally confronts Bray Wyatt. We were shown Bray Wyatt. He is cutting another promo in the back in his little room. And then a guy in a sheep's mask pops up behind him. And it's Randy Orton. Him and Bray begin to brawl, and Orton fights off Bray. Bray scurries off, and then Orton puts the sheep mask back on, sits in Bray's chair. He begins to say, now this was kind of funny, he's got the whole world in his hands. And then I don't know, tell me what you guys think down below. Was this a botch? Did the production team have an issue here? It was like, it was showing Orton, then the screen started to glitch, and then there was another voice being played and laughing, and then it went back to Bray Wyatt, who didn't say anything. I'm like, is this like a mind fuck or something? Like, I had no idea what was going on. I rewound it, watched it again. I'm assuming it was a botch, but who knows? Maybe it wasn't. I got a good chuckle out of it. But yeah, and then we had our main event. It just goes to show you, this review, it just flew by, just like SmackDown did tonight. At 2 hours, it was great. This was great stuff. Great stuff between AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose for the WWE World Championship with John Cena at commentary. And I really liked the tension that was playing throughout this match. You didn't know, well, maybe Ambrose might win the title back, or there's a possibility, of involvement from Cena, seeing as how he was a commentary. And that is eventually what happened in this match. Towards the end of the match, Ambrose was able to Styles hit a right hand to Cena, and then he attempted to go for the phenomenal forearm. That's when Ambrose was able to duck out of the way, and then Cena went up on the apron, and then Ambrose attempted to go for an O'Connor roll, but the ref was distracted, so therefore that cost Ambrose the potential to win back the title. And then Styles was able to get a roll up on Ambrose for the victory. I just love the way that the tension played after the match between all three guys. It was built up and told tremendously between Ambrose, Styles, and Cena. Ambrose goes right in and gets up in Cena's face, and I love seeing more vicious, more aggressive lunatic fringe. That's the Ambrose that we need to see going forward, whether he's heel or face. I really don't care. Let's just see more of this Ambrose, period. And then Ambrose attempts to go for dirty deeds on Cena again. Cena lays him out with the attitude adjustment, and then Styles attempts to attack Cena, and Cena lays him out. And then he holds up the championship, signifying, well, maybe this will be the time that John Cena walks out of No Mercy with his 16th World Championship reign. So this was just great stuff, guys. Like I said, I really had no problems with this show. It really flew by at a great pace, and I am certainly looking forward to the No Mercy pay-per-view in less than 2 weeks. It should be really, really, really good stuff. So, yeah, I see you guys down there in the comments section. I just want to say, reading your comments right here, I agree. It's a good thing, Ultra, that unlike Raw, the authority figures on SmackDown, they don't take focus away from the wrestlers, and that's exactly what the show should be. And Rodriguez, you're right. The storylines are more compelling. I could definitely see down the line Carmella getting a title shot. Joe, thank you for watching. SmackDown was indeed great tonight. Ultra, yeah, eventually Carmella might get a title shot. Ryan Ward is God. And, yeah, excellent segments, I agree. Rodriguez by Bray and Orton. The best stuff, I agree, in this feud so far. And, yes, it probably was a botch. And, yeah, this was just great, great stuff, guys. So I want to say thank you for watching this live review. If you have any more questions, you can, of course, leave them in the live chat, and I will answer them right now before I sign off here. If you have any more thoughts and opinions on SmackDown tonight, I just want to say, guys, thanks again for tuning in. So, yeah, it was just what a great, great show. And, of course, I got to give you my grade before I sign off here. If I had to give a grade for tonight's episode of SmackDown, I would give it an A. I believe this is the third week now that in a row that I've given SmackDown an A. Third week in a row. And remember this, guys. Raw has not been an A show. Has not, in my opinion, been an A show since July 25th. Just let that sink in and just show. It just shows the piss poor creative that show is toiling in. And I feel bad for the talent on that show. Like I said in my tweet earlier tonight, I would like to see guys like, what do you think about? Bring Cesaro to SmackDown. Bring the club to SmackDown. Bring frickin' who else did I mention? Sami Zayn to SmackDown. Bring Neville to SmackDown. When the hell has Neville been? Sorry, a little rant here. When has Neville last been on Raw? He hasn't, you know. So there's just a ton of underutilized talent on Raw that could greatly benefit by going to SmackDown. So, that was July 25th, not July 25th this year, not July 2015. So I hope I got that right. The Raw on July 25th in Pittsburgh. That was the last A show, in my opinion. But, yeah, the rumors, hopefully, Ultra, I agree. If Paul Heyman could write for Raw, I would. That rumor's out there, folks. I'll touch base with that later on in my next installment of Guys of Wrestling Report. But that could be the one way I could see of WWE turning Raw around if you give full creative control of Raw to Paul Heyman. But I don't know if I really see that happening. So, yeah. Orton versus AJ, Joe. I'd like to see that feud. I could definitely see it taking place after Styles moves on from his program with, he'll come back to Cena, no doubt, because I think it's going to be him and Cena at Mania and that's where Cena will win his 16th championship. But I could definitely see him versus Orton as a feud down the line, and I'd love to see it. So, I heard that's a rumor on the internet, so we'll see if it definitely takes place. But guys, man, it's just great to watch a wrestling show that you are not exhausted from watching, and you just enjoy really everything that's on it. You're just enjoying the journey, enjoying the ride. And, yeah, I look forward to SmackDown next week and the week after that and the week after that and the week after that. I am not looking forward to Raw on Monday. I don't care about that commercial they played with the Hollywood stars coming to Raw. Who cares? It's going to be more crap. So, SmackDown, you keep it up. Blue Brand, keep it going. Keep kicking Raw's ass. So, guys, that's it. Thank you for watching this live review. Remember to please click that like and subscribe button for more video content coming soon to this channel. And I will see you guys for another live review whenever that may be. So until then, guys, take care and have a good night.